G'day cocktail lovers, this is the time of the year where we like to indulge. I'm going to give you some suggestions for some New Year's Eve drinks to have the festivities either with people or by yourself. Incidentally, I am adapting a couple of sort of punch level cocktails, so I will actually put a link to where you can get a recipe for making an entire punch bowl of these. But for the video, I'm going to make single serves of them. And you know what? You do you. Be like me. Stay at home and have a drink because I hate people, or go out to a party and make a punch. The choice is yours. For New Year's Eve themed cocktails, for me it should be one of two things. Either bubbles. Doesn't have to be champagne. In fact, I think champagne's overrated, but bubbles are a bit of a New Year's Eve thing. Or the other one is something to me that evokes fireworks. The New Year's Eve fireworks. And I'm going to do a little of both in this video, starting with one with bubbles. Now, I just want to say, if you think champagne's boring, I think champagne's boring, or even just plain sparkling wine, it's really easy to liven it up a bit. Just put a little bit of fruit liqueur in it, or even just fruit syrup. Just something like that. There are some classics like a Bellini and a few others that are essentially just sparkling wine and a liqueur. So it doesn't have to be complicated, but I'm going to make some that are a little bit complicated, just for fun. This is the first of my New Year's Eve celebration cocktails. I was going to try and tie these all to big events for the year. This one kind of does. It's called Taylor Precedent. And surely Tay-Tay set the precedent this year with a record-breaking world tour. Inside fact, Taylor Swift is actually secretly married to a friend of mine, Abigail. You don't see that in the media much. They keep it on the down low, but a true story. Absolutely. But this Taylor Precedent, bubbles of your choice, but tasting it, well, this is a really nice fruity drink, and the bubbles are a nice touch. Here's how we make it. In a mixing glass, put 1 ounce or 30 mils of Apple Brandy, then half an ounce or 15 mils of sweet vermouth. Add to that half an ounce or 15 mils of cinnamon syrup, then just 1 dash of Tiki Bitters. Add ice to the glass, shake that for about 15 seconds. We want this nice and chilled, and then strain it into a champagne flute and top it with the bubbles of your choice. It's a nice colour and a nice change from the standard sort of champagne drinks. I recommend you give it a go. The Taylor Precedent. New Year's Eve cocktail number 2. Looks a bit like a beer, but it isn't. It's an adapted recipe that I'm calling an Oaxacan New Year. It's got mezcal in the base, but there's a lot more going on as well. And I'm very keen to try this one. I wasn't sure if the smoke from the mezcal would carry through, but it does. It's nice. It's got a little bit of everything in here. Nice tartness from fruit juices that are in it. This one was actually a punch recipe that I'm adapting. I will put a link to the punch recipe as well, but here's how we make a single serve. In a shaker, we put 1 ounce or 30 mils of Averna amaro, then 1 ounce or 30 mils of mezcal. Then we're adding half an ounce, 15 mils of grapefruit juice. Adding to that half an ounce or 15 mils of lemon juice. And then we're doing 1/4 of an ounce, around 7.5 mils of agave nectar. And that's it for this drink. We add ice to the shaker, shake that good and hard for 10 or 15 seconds. We want that nice and chilled. Then we strain that into a champagne glass. I'm using a bigger one for this because then we're going to top it with ginger ale. You could also use ginger beer or the ginger ale of your choice. I used Fever Tree spiced orange ginger ale because I really like it. And it really works well in this. It's a very different one. This is not your typical champagne cocktail because there's no champagne in it, but there are bubbles. So that makes it a party one, and I think it's worth for the new year, the Oaxacan New Year. I feel like I should round things out with a shot. And this is a shot to commemorate the movie event of the year. Barbenheimer! Barbie and Oppenheimer. 2 very weirdly different films that came out at the same time. And so there was the meme going around, you should see them both. That's called doing a Barbenheimer. Also, about shots, kids, do it in moderation. Don't binge drink with shots. Bad idea. But I am going to have this one, and I've themed it. So we've got pink, which is a strawberry liqueur for Barbie, blue curacao for Ken, and there's something a little bit extra for Oppenheimer. I also get to use this funnel that my friend Abigail 3D printed for me. She who is secretly married to Taylor Swift. It's very cleverly designed. It makes it very easy to layer cocktails, or layer shots in this case, and it's coming into its own here. Here's how I made it. In the shot glass, I just put 1 ounce or 30 mils of strawberry liqueur. Then I layered on 1 ounce or 30 mils of blue curacao. Then the secret ingredient, I layered 5 mils of high-proof absinthe on top of that. The real secret ingredient is fire, because we had Barbie, we had Ken, here's the Oppenheimer, which all leads to this shot, a suitable way to end New Year's Eve, I think. Try it yourself. Cheers. That was pretty full on.